What's going on, guys? My name's Theoatrix, and today I'm bringing a complete tree running guide including regular trees and also fruit trees. Tree runs are probably the fastest way in the game to level up your farming level because you get such huge amounts of experience in such a short amount of time, but sadly it can get very expensive at higher levels. Starting off, I'm going to show you all the types of trees in the game, and I've also calculated their approximate GP per XP so you can work out which one you want to do and which one you're willing to spend on. Personally, I'd recommend just doing the highest tree you can for the absolute most XP possible, but not all players can do that because it is, as I said, expensive. There are requirements for effective tree runs, and trust me, you definitely need to have at least a few of these just to make sure you can do as many as possible. Firstly, you need the Grand Tree and the Tree Gnome Village quest in order to be able to use the Spirit Trees and also the Spirit Tree in the Tree Gnome Stronghold. Nightmare Zone points would also really help for the redirection scrolls since they can teleport you to house locations where your house isn't currently at, and that's really good for a couple of tree places, which I'll talk about in a second. I think it's 775 Nightmare Zone points per scroll, and each scroll is allocated to one house tab. So you do need quite a few points. The last thing you should do is start Morning Ends Part 1 for the Teleport Crystal. You don't need all of these quests and points, but it really is recommended. Also, to effectively do a tree run, you should get at least 27 farming first for the first fruit tree, the apple tree, and an oak tree, which is only 15 farming. If you don't have at least 27 farming, you can watch my beginner's farming guide. The link will be in the description below. In your inventory, you should take teleports, and the teleports that you need are Falador, Lumbridge, Tavali House Teleport, or a Mithril Grapple if you don't have any Nightmare Zone points. If you don't have either of those, the requirements for a Mithril Grapple, which I'll talk about a bit later on, then you should just bring a few more Falador teleports since you can run to Tavali from Falador, a Brimhaven teleport, or an Ardoyan teleport if you don't have the redirection scrolls, a Camelot teleport, and I bring a teleport to house instead of a Camelot teleport because I have the portal in my house. Of course, you can have all of these teleports in your house, well, most of them, to make it a bit easier, but I just prefer taking each one since it's a little bit quicker. You also need a teleport crystal. As I said, if you started Morning Ends Part 1, since there's a fruit tree patch in Leleda, I don't know how to say that, I recommend farming for a lot of crystals and getting them all charged if you want to do a lot of farm runs, because it can take a while to actually find a Lund to recharge the teleport crystal each time. You can get teleport crystals, or the tiny crystal it's called, from killing the elves in Leleda, and they drop them really commonly. And you can have as many as you want and then just recharge as many as you want, so have a big stack of them in your bank. If you haven't got this crystal or haven't done the quest, don't worry, it'll only take one fruit tree out of your farm run, so it's not 100% needed. In your inventory, you'll also need a rake to get rid of weeds, a spade to plant the saplings, and you also need the saplings, 5 regular tree saplings and 5 fruit tree saplings, and you also need the payment for the gardeners. You can actually check the payments that you need in the farming skill guide by clicking on the farming icon, and the last thing you'll need is coins. At least, maybe, I take at least a mil, even though you don't need that much. You'll only need maybe 10k at most, and a couple of stamina potions. Now, at each patch, I'm going to show you what to do. With fruit trees, you can harvest the fruits from them, and it gets like 10 XP per fruit that you get. But in my opinion, it's really not worth doing that because, as I said, it's 10 XP. And you're better off just doing it as quick as you can, so since it's just barely any XP, as I've said 4 times. So once you reach a fruit or tree patch, the first thing you do is check the health by clicking on the tree, and then you right click the gardener and click pay, and then pay them 200 coins, and they remove the tree straight away. And then click your sapling onto the patch, and that'll plant the sapling, and then pay the gardener again to look after your patch with the payments. Then you can move right along to the next patch. Alright, so to make this a bit easier for you, on the screen I made a list of all the locations and the order I do them in, and this order is for both a tree and a fruit tree run in the same run. In smaller text on the right hand side, I've added the regular tree run on its own because you can actually do 2 regular tree runs a day, or even more than that depending on the tree, instead of 1. Regular trees take 3 to 8 hours, 3 hours for oak, 8 hours for magic to grow, depending on which one you do. And then fruit trees take 16 hours to grow each. So you can do a lot more regular tree runs per day, but not exactly more fruit tree runs a day. Please either screenshot this screen for future reference or click the image link in the description. I've saved it there. And save that because it's definitely going to help you later on to remember these in the future. Alright, so now I'm going to do a demo run just to give you a bit of an idea of what it's like. This demo run's going to have both regular and fruit trees in the same run. I'm not going to do the tree run on its own because I'm sure you can work that out. My recording sort of screwed up, so I had to restart it, and then the first trees I've already planted in this recording, but the rest are as it should be. So yeah, I start myself off at the Varrock tree patch east of the castle. You can either run just straight there from the Grand Exchange, or you can just teleport to Varrock Square and then run there. It's a bit closer. Then from here, you can either run to the Spirit Tree at the Grand Exchange, or you can use a Slayer Ring to teleport to Tree Gnome Stronghold, and once you're there, from the Spirit Tree, you run south, or the Slayer Ring. If you take that, you're basically there straight away, and that'll take you to the regular tree patch near the Slayer Cave. From there, you run northeast to the Fruit Tree patch near the Spirit Tree, check, plant, pay, and then go back to the Spirit Tree and use it to go to the Tree Gnome Village. From there, run out of the village, through the fence, and talk to Elkoi to guide you out of the maze, then run straight to the Fruit Tree patch, plant your shit there. Then from here, it's pretty much up to you, but this is what I do. I use a Falador teleport and run straight into Falador Park to the tree patch, check, plant, pay, and then I teleport to Lumbridge, go behind the castle, check, plant, pay, and then if you have a redirected house tab, go to the Brimhaven teleport portal. If not, teleport to Ardoyan and take the Payfare ship straight to Brimhaven. Anyways, make your way to the Fruit Tree patch, and then from this patch, teleport to Camelot or teleport to Catherby if you're on Lunar Spellbook, and then run to the fishing spots to the Fruit Tree patch there. Then from here, you can either use a redirected teleport to House to Tavali, or you can use the Mithril Grapple up the cliff, and that requires 32 agility, 35 strength, 35 range, and it also needs the fishing contest quest for some reason. And you also need a Mithril Grapple and a crossbow if you're doing that. Then run into the Tavali tree patch and then plant whatever. And then from here, the last one is only if you've started Morning Ends Part 1. You use the teleport crystal and run straight to the Fruit Tree patch, and then voila, you're done. That's pretty much it for my fruit and tree running guide. I hope you guys found it pretty useful. Leave a like if you did. And now it's time for clip of the day. Today's clip is from ZlrahHentai, who gets himself an Aram's top on his second ever chest at Barrows. At the time that he got it, the Aram's top was actually one of the most expensive Barrows items. I think the Carol's top may have been a little bit more. So yeah, it was one of the most expensive on his second ever chest. So that's really lucky for your second chest. Sadly, the Aram's top has crashed since the Zulrah nerf, so hopefully he sold it and didn't hold on to it. Nice work, man. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And as always, thanks for watching and have a nice day.